Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Weare Board of Selectmen meeting for October 3rd, 2016. We started our meeting at 6 o'clock with the non-public to meet and interview a potential new hire at the Highway Department, which you'll be meeting soon, followed by another non-public for a personnel matter. And that brings us to 7:25, and I ask you to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we have some sad news to announce that former Police Chief Greg Began passed away last week, and so we ask everyone to join us in a moment of silence. Thank you. The floor is open for public comment. All right. Department head committee items. I'm going to recognize Benji Knapp to bring forward his candidate for.
Benjamin Knapp, Public Works Director. Dick Weldon, our current Public Works mechanic, is going to finally retire. Well deserved. We're going to miss him. He's a hoot around the shop and has many years of knowledge, but he's done it his whole life, and he certainly deserves a winter off. So we put out an ad for a mechanic, and the best qualified was Thomas Cummins. He's currently head mechanic for Town of Deering, and we'd be proud to steal him away and have him as our mechanic. So, you want to come up, Paul? You want me to mention the pay rate and all that?
Yeah, we'll make that in our motion.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
So if you accept as you have,
Yes.
to take over Richard Weldon's head mechanic spot, be happy to have you.
So we interviewed him in non-public, and one of the questions we had was, if we were to hire him, what would the start date be? Have you discussed that?
Yeah, he said that he'd be able to start as soon as Tuesday, which would be fine by me because Dick's leaving. I told him make sure that he left himself time to do what he needed to do, and that's his decision, and that's fine by me, certainly.
Like tomorrow?
No, I'm sorry, next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm sorry. I forgot what day it is, it's Monday. Which would be October 11th.
Right. Well, thank you.
Motion?
Entertain a motion, sure.
Yeah. I move that we hire Thomas Cummings at a pay rate of $20.42. Date of hire effective Tuesday, October 11th, 2016.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're all set.
All right, Chief.
So next is the 2017 budget presentations for small departments.
Yeah, Beth is gonna hand around copies. I don't want to say we did it a little different this year, but Beth has been a huge help. And basically, she met with everybody. We conferred after she met, and in front of you, you have, as it says, the smaller departments, with the exception of all of your own. You're gonna see pretty self-explanatory. She's also got some information from one or two department heads that asked her to pitch a couple lines that have increased, or decreased or changed, I'll call it. So we'll start at the top with your elections. As you can see, your elections are down because next year we only have one, this year we have four. So you see us going from 19,200 to 8,600. This is one election. That's easy enough to do. Tax collector is your next item. Tax collector is up. A lot of it has to do with your, do I say it now about the insurance? Beth and I went to the Health Trust Summit last week and met with our benefits advisor at one of the breaks. And at the moment, we are looking at a 11% increase in the second half for the health, because so your insurance goes from, right now you're gonna pay the same that you're gonna pay until June 30th. The second half of next year, their guaranteed maximum rate is 11% they're looking at right now. So Beth has taken the time and factored it in, which is why you see the increases. It says insurance increase July to December, and then the increase you'll see, let's just take 1 second for the raise. There's the raise, which was the raise, and then everyone's allowed 4 bonus days, which we've never budgeted for. Typically, they carry them and carry them and carry them, and remember we made a policy change a couple of years ago. You're no longer able to carry them, so in April, you pay them out if you don't use them. So Beth has taken it and budgeted for the 4 bonus days. You'll see that in other departments as well, except for the town clerk, who has opted to have the deputy take those days versus carrying the van. So you'll see that's why that some departments, most of the departments, you're gonna see the bonus days in there because it's for the personnel policy. So when you affect that, you affect your other items regarding the, anything that's tied with wages. Oh, sorry, thank you. New Hampshire retirement's going up. Do you know what that is? I don't.
Went from 1117 to 1138.
Yeah, 1117 to 1138 was the increase. Yeah, police is a lot bigger.
Yeah, they're going to 29 point something percent.
Yeah. So the increase of 1875 is largely due to the increase in the insurance, the increase in the retirement, and the extra 4 bonus days.
Now, if they actually took the bonus day, there wouldn't be a cost to the
That's
town
correct.
because they would be getting paid that day anyways. It wouldn't-
Right.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
Which we could push the issue as, and Maureen has talked about, making them use it after the quarter. And if you take sick time in a quarter, you don't get a day anyway.
Mhm.
But our worst case is 4 days,
Mhm.
which is why we budgeted for 4.
Now, I don't understand what you said about the town clerk transferring her bonus days to the
Nope.
deputy.
No, anyone that's on salary doesn't get a bonus day because.
She's elected too.
Oh.
Yeah, she's
Any-
a.
But anyone that's on salary, I didn't mean that they say transfer, anyone that's on salary doesn't get it. So there's 4 people in the building that earn bonus days. There's the 4 hourly people.
Okay.
So what happens is, instead of carrying the amount that would be related to 4 days, she has assured us that her deputy will take those 4 days off and not be paid for them. They would just as soon use the time versus get the money. So I'm just saying that, but I can't make everybody do that because it says you're allowed to.
No, and actually, if 2 months from now or sometime next year, the deputy clerk decides not to, well, then that's her right still.
Sure. But that's just something that we had in a verbal conversation, not to increase the budget. Okay?
So I'm just looking at individual lines,
Sure.
trying to come up with some
Keep in
potential
mind, we still have
savings.
1 quarter left, and we have a lot of the support doesn't get paid till
Sure.
the last quarter.
Sure.
Okay.
Looking at 14 expenses, 15 expenses. So I'm looking at line 390, tax collector recording fees. We spent 1,095 in 14, 1,044 in 15. We budgeted 1,500. We're at 1,068. to date. When do recording fees continuously throughout the year? They're monthly. So we think there's another $440 left to spend on that line?
Well, worst case, there could be.
Right.
She's had some months that have been over 200.
Are they more,
3 months left.
are they more months where,
Yeah,
right after tax bills, or when is
July
that?
the highest because of the rain.
so June, July is the highest,
Yeah,
so we
that
probably
would
don't
be
have high
average.
months coming, maybe.
No, I'm not sure about December.
I'm thinking
could
we could,
revisit that
we
after.
could take a couple hundred out of that at least. 5:30, tax collector meetings and seminars. Does she have any left to go to this year that are scheduled?
Does this include the one she just was at? She was just at there for 3 days.
Yeah.
And are there any next year that are in addition to the ones that,
No, she would do the same one she goes.
so I think we'd be safe with 500 on that one.
What's the line number you're talking about?
I'm talking about
5:30.
5:30.
Fifth one up from the, fourth one up from the bottom, fifth one up from the bottom, so.
Yeah,
620, office supplies.
She hasn't bought for the second half yet.
Well, first half was $21.
She's already told me that she has an order placed for ink. I bill it.
You know how much that is? I'm just looking at what we spent in years past and what we're spending this year, and we're asking for 200. You know, $100 at a time can start to add up to make up for some of these increases.
And we did break out, which is your next line, and I apologize, so the ink would go on the line you just talked about, but the supplies would go on the next one.
Okay,
Because we did break that out, it was lumped together in one supply order.
and that was the next line I was going to talk about. We're budgeting 1,400. We have budgeted 1,400. We've never spent more than 1,200, so I think we'd be safe to take 200 out of that line. Again, it's the first time we're seeing
Sure.
it, so, and those are just
And we're
my,
just gonna mark them, you know what I mean, and see where we look at, you know, another, you know, next month where the expenses are closer to this month.
you guys have any? All right,
What's that?
next.
Assessing similar as far as contractual, I mean, as far as wage-wise goes. I just wanna, you guys haven't seen the wage package as such, because we've opted to go at the end. As far as the wage and benefits, so if you recall, last year Beth and I gave them to you early on, and then we ended up having the insurance change, so we thought if we went at the end, you'd see, because by the time you see the insurance or the wages and benefits, we'll have an actual on the insurance. So right now, you're looking at an estimate as far as insurance-wise. And you're gonna see Wendy's, her bonus days are split between two, if you remember longevity. Wendy's now been here 10 years, but she's half and half between building and assessing, so we've divided everything in half. So 125, and you're gonna see 125 on the building side for longevity. Bonus days, that's for 2 days, you're gonna see 2 days on the other side. She's down. Mailings are down, as she's noted there. The tax line, the online cards are gonna go on this quarter, but next year's will be down $900. This is 17, just as a reminder, it's gonna be your last year of Avatar. Your contract's up 12/31/17, so next year we're gonna be looking to put that out to bid again, I'm certain. But that's the last payment.
Seminars. We had this discussion last year, the budget for it. And we said, we're gonna put it in because we're gonna encourage it and we're gonna get people to go to the seminars for
Okay.
training.
Sure.
Is there training that hasn't happened yet for this year?
Not that she's paid for. typically the state has been offering the assessment ones for free. Just gets your mileage to get there, and what I've been trying to do is free up Chip's truck so she could take it. So there hasn't been any that she's paid for. She has gone to the state ones, and she goes to a monthly building official secretaries one that's, I think she goes once a month or once bi-monthly. They have meetings in Bow. So there has been a little bit of mileage because there's been a conflict between using the truck and not using the truck. But she has not gone to a seminar that's actually cost the same money because the state offers it for free.
Is it looking like they'll do that again next year?
I never know what the state's gonna do, but possibly.
I don't think we should zero out any line that relates to seminars or training. I think we should be encouraging people to learn as much as they can.
And she's been going, it just hasn't been a cost to it.
Right.
Yeah. And I don't know if that'll continue, but usually, you met the woman from the state, Diane, remember her?
Yeah.
She sends out an invite all the time about this current use, there's timber, but those are ones that are being hosted either at the state or another.
But there would still be mileage that we would pay.
Right, which
if she
mileage
did
is a different
take
line,
a
which, like I
vehicle.
said, I've been trying to encourage use of Chip's truck, but there has been conflicts. And then you pay the IRS mileage.
Software support, is that a contract? I see the 2 stars. How come the cost, is it just we haven't got the bill yet?
It's the one, Beth, does yours one paid yet either?
No,
No, I was gonna say, it comes at the end, it comes about December.
And it seems consistently under 4,000.
Well, that's because we've added, a percent or 2% each year, not knowing what it's gonna come in as.
I guess I'll just wait and see what it comes in at.
Beth's budget is up next, if you're all set. And if you have any questions, I guess I'll defer to that. Typically, it's the same.
Are there any seminars that come up that you'd like to go to that you just haven't had a chance?
One
Or
of the ones I went to was free, the one I did go to came out of the selectmen's budget.
Yeah, the education meeting, which you don't see yet, maybe there's $1,200 to cover it. But that was the finance and budget workshop, the other ones were free. What's up? Okay. If you're not gonna talk, I'll just continue on. Town clerk, we had a bit of a, was there anything you wanna bring up on the town clerk's one, Beth?
No, the only thing she was concerned about was that you will see a lot of zeros in the expense so far column, but they are gonna be happening.
And there is an increase in postage proposed.
Proposed increase.
Yep. Cable committee's up next. Cable committee, the request was to be the same as 16, but the only thing that's been paid out of 16s is the monthly Comcast bill. So, I think any equipment that they'll be looking for actually will go to the capital reserve fund, because it's usually larger than $200. That's where we've taken, because remember when we signed with Comcast, we got that money to put in the capital reserve fund for equipment. So,
no, they don't spend a lot of money.
and the trustees of the trust funds, we leave that as $15, which is the next one. I've left that forever.
Cable repairs, yeah, I think would be pretty safe too.
Do what with it?
Half.
400?
Yeah, they've never come close to, the closest they did was in 15, spending almost 100.
What I'd like to do is the contracted services where we put the cable bill. I think we need to change that to be appropriate, instead of always running it over at $200 and then leaving the bottom line to pick it up.
Well, if we're gonna look at each line and try to make it match what they spent, I guess.
Move it to what, free?
No, we've still got. I'd have to run because it's $15.95 a month.
Sure went up.
That's what I know. There's something else in there. There's something else in there. It's usually $15.95 a month. It should be $200. It's $191.40. That's why it was more. There's something else.
Was something miscoded to that line?
I don't know. You have to look into it. I just started to look into it.
Does YouTube charge this? They should,
I
no?
don't think so.
Well, the 200 covered it for
200 covered it.
14 and 15, so it's
There's
just a
something else in
1 year.
there, right.
Yeah, what if somebody does?
That could be supplies, it could be equipment.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure. Trust fund's easy enough.
Yep.
Land use, that is CHIP. The transcriber wages, they have a transcriber that attends their meetings. That would account for basically about 3 hours a week, 52 weeks, $13. And then the raises and the cost of the wages are over those line items. Pass-through engineering, you're gonna see that there's 0 there. That gets kept there in the event that we need some sort of engineering that's paid by the town and reimbursed a single project.
Like what kind of engineering?
Kind of like a revolving, almost.
What happened is one year, if you remember Cold Springs, Cold Springs Campground had something on the parking lot, but it was a one-time, we wanted the engineer to go look at it. But there's not an engineering escrow for it, so the engineer billed us. So we asked Cold Springs and then we paid him, so it's passed through. But typically, the rest of the time, we have engineering escrow accounts for larger projects that nobody's doing right now. When you typically had a larger subdivision, Wactola Road, we set up an engineering escrow and you put
Right.
down some money, and then every
Right.
time the engineering went, that came from there. But this is every now, one time, it's probably not common right now, because things aren't being built like they used to be, but if you needed a one-time inspection of some sort, was what it was used for when I was land use coordinator.
I wouldn't be opposed to knocking it down to 100.
Right, I don't want you to eliminate, is what I'm asking,
Yeah.
because you need it to pass through, because typically it's the end and, you bill them for the same, it's not any.
Recording.
Recording
That's
fee,
never hit 400.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it's going to.
no, and those recording fees are plans of subdivisions, site plans that go down to the
Down
registry.
100. See what the next
What was
one.
that?
So we have to make it 400.
Yeah, recording fees $390,
Okay,
and then next one, 3 years and counting.
well, right, and that was set up for board members to go to the law lecture series, because there was an outcry for a while, because there's 3 law lecture series in the fall, that if you attend, if the board member can go to 3, it's $45. And it was set up because we zeroed it out a long time ago, and we brought it back in because there was members that wanted to go. And now no one's going, so.
We could.
I would think we could cut it now.
Chip really wanted to keep that. Because people want to go.
We've been hearing that every year, though, and it doesn't happen.
3 years and counting.
Was there a thought there, or what were you?
I don't know, I would propose making it 100.
Half.
Or if you make it that and then board members want to go, you can always just put that line as a deficit and send them.
Right.
That's right. And then we would know for the following
Yep.
year.
Mhm.
If it's 3 seminars at 45, it'll be just a slight deficit.
Advertising notices, I think it's probably a reflection that there's, there's a lot going on zoning wise, or there was, it's been knocked down a little bit now.
Yep.
Um,
Never know what next year will bring.
right,
Right.
and the Southern Hampshire planning, those are dues, we actually got the actual letter.
Phew.
Based on per capita, but I think per capita price went up versus last.
Yeah, about $300.
Pay a lot for those dues.
That's where we are on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go down through code enforcement, I'm just gonna flip to the next page, because the first part of it is all has to do with the wages and the benefits that you'll see again when we put them back in front of you.
We knocked 200 off phone.
I was gonna say 100 at least.
I was gonna say 102 maybe.
Because we did
'Cause you got
have
12,
15 did get
the year
close to
before.
it. Get printing in half.
What's that?
550.
Where are you?
Line 550.
Line 550.
Oh,
Cut that in half.
Wow, seminars are all over the place too. 5:30. Like in 15. Must have been some pretty good seminars. Was it a
I think
is it a
actually,
year that they adopted a new code, I wonder?
I don't know if it was that, but there was a year I think he took his own car. The rest of the time he's been taking the town truck. And I don't remember. There was one year there was an explanation that he took his own car and got mileage.
Hmm. Is there another seminar this year that he hasn't been to yet?
It's not, no, not that one. Let's see, that's where we've been. Is there a thought, or you want us to move down?
Well, I
You're
guess
gonna
I would
see-
be inclined to reduce it because of what's this year, but I'm looking past years,
Mhm.
it's right around there, so I guess I wouldn't
I
touch
wouldn't
it.
touch it.
Right now.
I'm sure dude will come at the end of the year.
Yeah. How come the mileage reimbursement, you just said the reason for the meetings and seminars was expensive because of mileage? We have a separate line for the mileage.
Yeah, well, there are times though that he does take his own car. I'm not saying it's.
And that doesn't go
100%
to the mileage line? You think he took his mileage for the seminar and stuck it on the seminar line, maybe?
I mean, we can look at it, Keith, without having a breakdown, I can't.
Yeah.
I think she was saying that back in 2015, the meeting and seminars, that's what the market.
Right, cause see, that year for mileage reimbursement was only $89.
Oh, yeah.
He just had some work done on his vehicle. That was done with movers yet? Cause Because I know he did talk to me, he's gonna have to have tires this year, this coming year.
On the truck.
But we just bought a bumper, we went through inspection, we did brakes and then we did bumper.
Brakes and booster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if we haven't seen those.
So
It's 10 years old.
fuel will be one that we talk about
Yep, fuel we
globally.
will, yep. So the vehicle maintenance one, I'd like to leave it, because I do know there's things coming, so. And the tires for next year.
I'd like to take a look at books and updates. Seems to me it should be a pretty set number every year.
Depends if they change the code though.
Yeah, right. So,
Change the code,
are they changing it in 17 or not?
don't know.
Well, Chip would know.
The next one is the health officer. Basically, the health officer, there are things, her meetings and seminars, I would hate to cut it out completely, but I'm just gonna preface it by saying she works in another town. So she works for them full-time, as well as does part-time, so she'll go to a seminar that has dual purpose. So I'm not gonna, but that might not always be forever.
Right.
And the health fair, I believe, is in the fall. She hasn't done anything with that yet. But you see, there is a lot of zeros. She does send letters out, but you know, they don't work. And again, I think the books and updates. Health officer prevention, we usually talk about, we work with the school on the health fair, so there's some materials that she buys for the health fair that the school doesn't. You up to welfare?
Mm-hmm.
Welfare, the Meals on Wheels, we usually pay out in December if we do get billed, but you can see we've been forgotten for 2 years. And the same thing with the Red Cross, we took that out this year. And again, I think she does all right with the amount of population that we have, for the amount of assistance that we budget for. This year, we're closer than years we've been. As you can see, right now, we're at 12,000, 140.50, and we still have a quarter to go. So, this one I'd actually like to just look at again when we get closer to the end, because I don't know.
I certainly wouldn't lower it.
No,
I mean, we're
I'm
talking
not
about
looking to
moving
lower it.
toward winter.
Right.
So
Yeah,
these
last one
lines
was
that have
pretty
been
easy
zero
too.
for a long, do they eventually drop off this list, Beth?
There's,
When they
Yeah.
play hold.
Well, there's nothing like,
So like,
Well-
Red Cross, you won't see that next year.
we won't see that next year. Photocop, well, we have,
you see you budgeted $10, you budgeted postage $10.
okay.
Yeah, I took out all of them.
No. it isn't. The next one is Parks and Rec. You'll see the transcriber that we put in there. I've ran the ad for a transcriber, and we don't have one. No one's applied. We are making a change to the transcriber. Conservation is going to get the transcriber. The Board of Fire Awards, Sue is gonna go back and do the minutes for the Board of Fire Awards, and so Tina is gonna swap over and do conservation. But that's only gonna start for the month of October. So Parks and Rec, nobody applied, so it's left there. I'm not sure. I gotta ask Karen. I'm not sure who does the minutes, to be honest with you. I'd have to double check. I thought that was either Karen or someone else. Karen might be doing the minutes at the meeting. Because they did have a member doing it, and then the member got done, and then nobody wanted to do the minutes. So we had proposed one meeting a month to have a minute taker. And there's the lifeguard wages. See the wages that proposed. Right now, they pay $8.50 for a lifeguard, and they checked around, and it's tough to find a lifeguard at $8.50, so she's proposing to move it to $10 to find a lifeguard, and also is to add some staff. I mean, they do well for the. She's very cautious about keeping it, because I think last year we closed early even because we didn't have any money left to staff.
Um, 540, 550.
Yeah.
3 years and counting, cut them in half.
Yeah.
Okay.
Surprised they don't have printing costs, because you'll see posters up for various activities. They've got to print them, so.
Unless that falls under
Outside services.
631, the advertising,
Yeah.
the recreation activity.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Even
like
that one's-
This is really
the
small.
stickers for Chase Park. Somebody must pay for those.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that also could be Chase Park supplies.
That one that we just signed tonight for our recreation, I'm thinking 631. That one we just signed tonight, is that recorded here or no?
Yeah.
It is recorded? Okay.
What are they? Yeah. Posted. Okay. I didn't know if it was after the check was cut.
It was like 600.
And that's including 2433 then?
Right, that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Which one were you saying you'd like to take in half?
631.
540 and 5.
Yeah, those weren't half, dude.
Yeah.
540, 550. Cut those in half. But we've never even come close on 631 to the $5,000.
This year expenses to date, 24.
Well, this year we didn't do well. We haven't for a couple of years, I guess.
Yeah.
It looks like. I was
This
thinking-
year we've come
There
close.
hasn't been parks.
This year we
They
came
used to do
close.
The sponsor on the continent. They haven't done it.
And that's only up till the end of the month, so we still have a couple months left. See what it brings up.
Right, to review.
Just right, yeah.
Does the ice skating rink come out of that?
Oh, at the school?
No, there's not. 680, they're gonna close,
6-8.
which is the next one down.
Water safety?
Water safety. I don't know, I know we had a hard time, is that also included swim lessons? Water
She's
safety?
proposing that in the wages and hourly.
Okay,
So then that can be cut to 1,000.
that's what I was thinking.
The water safety, I know she does reimburse those who get their license.
Now, are we expecting, do we have a lot of new staff this year? No, Right.
Yeah, we got a few.
A lot of them are graduating.
okay.
We had a
Alright, so
couple
we might
new
have
ones
to
this
do
year
that. Okay.
for staff.
What's that?
We had a couple new ones up there for
Yeah.
staff this year.
I'm fine with leaving 682 the way it is, just 'cause it's easier.
This isn't, you're gonna be looking at them again.
Right, no, I know,
After.
Just
You get
preliminary.
4 months of expenses in there.
Right, I mean, she's within $9 of the line right now, but,
Exactly.
but at the flip side of it, I just, I'd rather see that line expanded every year than
What are you on? What line? is that?
681, I'm sorry, 682, park maintenance. But this year was that, with the striping job probably came out of that, or was that warrant?
No, that.
I don't know, there was, there's some work been done down at the playground at Bolton Field too.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
so,
great.
right, I'd like to see that one utilized more than just sit static.
I think it is.
Well, they've used most
more
all
than
of
Correct,
it.
this year it has
All
been,
but
this year it has been.
$8.08.
Right, exactly, this year it has been, which is good.
I think we have an obligation too to not cut the field maintenance, we need to keep
Yeah.
it
Right.
going.
Right, no, I agree.
Technically, we probably should increase it.
Well, let's see if it's used first.
Right. Well, she's done pretty good this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Take it in for
yeah, that's good.
Right,
Patriotic purposes, that's for the markers that the, I guess the Legion, and then we reimburse the Legion for the markers and the flags at the cemetery.
Memorial Day.
No, they haven't,
It
Well, it
actually
wasn't spent
costs
this
more than
year.
that.
they haven't spent it out yet this year. They haven't
Right.
billed it.
comes out of cemetery's budget.
But this, I thought, doesn't the Legion,
Flags on the,
yeah, but the Legion usually reimburses us.
Flags for the
I mean,
poles,
we reimburse the Legion.
but the cemeteries and the flags up in the
No
poles.
one's done that yet. Usually, the Legion is looking for
because
their
I
check.
remember Janet Brown,
Yeah.
signing
Yeah.
an invoice, yeah, flag holders, $500. Out of the cemetery budget.
But the,
About the 2014 expenses there, is that a misprint? It says 5,500 rather than 500.
Was that our,
That was fireworks.
that was the 250th, right?
2014?
But that wouldn't be fireworks, because that's,
Well, it looks like fireworks were 5,000 and flags were 500.
but that's a separate warrant article each year, the fireworks, so would that,
Yeah.
would that?
No,
Mhm.
and we didn't utilize any of it this year?
I think
They did
the
use it, I
Legion
don't know.
takes care of it, and then we get asked for
Then we get a
reimbursement.
bill.
Oh, so they
Because they're the ones that put up all those.
So they haven't
flags.
asked yet?
Not yet. We still have another quarter to go. Conservation, same thing, they asked to do the same, but they put zeros down the whole expenses.
Right,
All the way down.
and 550, they haven't spent more than 400 each year.
Technology,
Almost seems like it's some kind of,
yeah.
something they're subscribing to almost.
I don't think it's GIS, but
400?
That's what I was thinking.
transcriber, as I explained before, you'll start
Right,
seeing that for
that's right.
October, November, December.
Right.
Economic development, that's another one that we.
Training and seminar on that one too. I mean, what do they ever go to training, or is there any kind of training they could even go to? That's
Sure
really,
there is sometime.
well, I haven't, as far as I can remember, or see on this paper. We talk about cutting it back on other ones.
It's $100.
Yeah, no, I know, but we're taking
Right.
a little out of each,
Right.
out of each.
Are you doing anything with that one?
I don't know, I mean, I would ask them,
Okay.
because they never use it. Maybe they don't even exist.
Right.
Conservation Commission training that would cost.
Mhm.
The miscellaneous line will go away after this.
Yes, we don't believe in this liaison. Economic development's just one that we leave as a placeholder. Remember, we went from 750 to 50 when we left it there. Ambulance billing, that's a percentage of, it's based on 6% of the 120 that you expect to get. That's your ambulance billing. Less than last year. And the next is your debt service and your capital outlay, which I can't change a bit, so.
Only the voters can.
So that takes care of your small departments,
So
does that sound
finance,
right?
anybody here from Finance Committee that wants to ask a question about any of this stuff? No?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Your next, police department's on the 17th. Police department will be in for the 17th, so, and then the highway department's gonna do the 24th. Then Halloween, Jack, you gonna come dressed up?
Scary
Payroll
enough.
benefits, we'll have the payroll benefits.
Yeah, I'm scary
That's
enough.
So, and then what we had looked at here was on the 7th.
We're really gonna meet on a national holiday?
What's that? Halloween? All Hallows Eve.
And then,
It's all of it.
We have to establish it following up.
I'm not gonna make it to trunk or treat at Nana's.
so that's just next time you'll just see just the police department.
Yep.
Then you'll see all of Benji the following week. Then we'll probably wrap it up for at least the first time around on the Halloween.
Okay.
And then you'll see CIP on the 7th. And the 14th, we'll have second visits. So I'm looking to be done around Thanksgiving.
Sounds good. Good plan.
Hell yeah.
Best laid plans.
Okay,
That's right.
that's what I thought.
Do what we can.
Okay,
Approval of meeting minutes,
thank you, Beth.
September 19th.
On page 1, just where we've always had the Parks and Rec abbreviation all in capital letters.
Oh, I changed that, because I always do it the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I do the small way.
Looks,
That's just me.
I had circles.
well, we should go one or the other, because we got some of each in here.
Okay, do whatever you like to do.
I've always seen it with a capital, sorry about that.
No problem, I'm not offended.
Any others?
I just had a couple things, little ones on page 3. It says the noise committee, I think probably should have it the noise ordinance committee. Different concept there.
We do make noise.
That's about halfway down the page. And then a couple of paragraphs after that, the town administrator Bolton stated, third line, it's about 2/3 of the way down, there would be still, it should be, still be a need. That's all I have.
Anything else? Anyone else? All right.
Move to approve September 19th minutes as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
And September 26th? Is anybody?
You guys got those late, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have time, I
Yeah.
just started them, I didn't have time to get all the way through.
Yeah. No, that's how Monday works.
Okay. Manifest. We vote to order the treasurer to sign the payroll and accounts payable checks dated October 6th, 2016, as included in the following manifests. Payroll manifest of $44,540.83 for weekly payroll, including payroll taxes. Fire department payroll manifest of $13,230.43. An accounts payable manifest of $77,315.39. A Weare School District Accounts Payables Manifest of $450,000 for the September 30th, 2016 appropriation for a total of $585,086.65. And as there is no selectmen meeting scheduled for Monday, October 10th, 2016, we order the treasurer to sign payroll checks dated October 13, 2016, estimated to be about $50,000. Furthermore, to order the treasurer to sign up to the amount of $50,000 for accounts payables that cannot wait until the next scheduled meeting of October 17th, 2016, without incurring late charges or interest. Reports and actual check amounts will be reported to the Board of Selectmen by inclusion on the manifest memo at the next scheduled meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Passed. administrative report.
Yeah, I'm gonna just pass down, Maureen left this in my mailbox for you to sign with regard to the election. 3 of you have to sign that you're gonna hold an election, November 8th between 7 and 7.
7 and 7.
Oh, what's that?
The election? Yeah.
Yeah, the circus.
I don't even know, I've
I
never
like
been.
it. After the debate, it's more like a circus.
Now, do we sign it in both places? or
Nope.
Down? It says selectmen of down here too.
I'll sign it both places.
Town should change it 5 years.
5 years?
Wow.
Wow.
We'll just sign in both places, but we'll put a different town on the second one.
See if she pays attention.
See what, see what comes of it.
Oh, no, you were attesting to a warrant thing.
A warrant?
Is it, you only get 1 page in the RSA. Is it 2 spots? Did you guys sign this?
Can I look at it?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Any help?
Appreciate
We went through this tonight, so I
Okay.
had to do
Yeah.
the same thing and tell them where to sign and how many times. Yes, you have to sign both sections, but I got 2
Glad you
pages
stopped
to
by.
sign.
No.
I asked the same question, and it's ridiculous.
It did, that's what I
Need
was,
it done.
because only 1 got written. Okay, thank you.
Need it.
The, under government buildings, I'm gonna go down just under government buildings, the only change there is, the gazebo is gonna be done this week. What Benji did was, we didn't get to call Big Sam till Friday, so it'll be done some point this week. Because you have to wait 72 hours, he had staked it out, but you need to wait. So I left that there, and said it'll be scheduled this week. I really didn't have much more to add to it than what's already there. We do have a meeting tomorrow, Wednesday night, 4:30 for the garage upstairs. And,
Look at it.
he is going to do the clerk. Keith, should we mention that I did speak to the, last week we met in non-public about the clerk of the works, and he is going to stay on through the whole project.
Who's he?
Oh. Good. Okay.
So, I don't know, you probably have to mention that somehow. We didn't mention it the last time.
Was he doing it as a volunteer, or is he?
No,
Oh, no,
he's
that's
paid.
right, he's getting a stipend for
Right,
that.
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead, and what?
I thought you were gonna mention it.
Well,
Oh,
why don't we have no numbers to attach to it
we
tonight.
don't. I'm just gonna
So why
mention it
don't we
then.
just mention it, and then on the next
Yep.
meeting, we'll say
Yeah.
that he's hired for such and such an amount.
Sure. On the DPW garage, Bruce Fillmore, who's a resident and a member of the committee, has agreed that to stay on and be the clerk of the works through the entire project. For the owner's representation, owner's representation, whatever.
Representative.
Like,
His only job will be to look out for our behalf,
Right.
make sure we're getting what we're paying that would.
So, just wanted to announce you and let you know that the decision was made, so. Be forthcoming with an amount, but I don't have that right now.
Well, I'm happy there'll be continuity.
Yes, thank you.
Right.
I do have one other thing, like I said, the rest is the schedule, the CIP, the bridge is still underway. No news is good news, that's still moving along, Tom said.
I checked that they haven't started anything down there yet.
No, not yet.
He's probably,
But everything's been ordered. The
he's,
stuff has been ordered. Because they ordered that, they wanted it sent back right away. I do have just a concern, and I want to talk about facilities use forms. Facility use forms, we've laid out the ground rules of what we do and what's supposed to be maintained, and I guess how I look at it, there's a group that has been using the town hall under the Weare Farmers Market. The Weare Farmers Market is not a Weare business. If you look it up in the Secretary of State's, they are a nonprofit with an address of Webster. So what's happening is they're getting somebody that lives here to sign for the town hall, but that person is not actually at the town hall, somebody else is using the town hall.
Are the farmers that attend from where?
No, there's just him from Webster. One person.
He's the only one,
He's
the only
one.
vendor.
Right, he's the only guy who usually opens up, anybody that comes in. And several times, I mean, if you look at the dates, it's every Friday from 10/7 of 2016 all the way through 5/26 of 17, every single Friday for 3 hours.
Now,
What happens a lot of times is I have to not take somebody else for that reason. I guess I look at it if it's a, not, if it was a Weare group, I guess I look at it a little differently, but to go find somebody in town just because they're a resident to sign your application, I don't agree with that. I know it's you guys' rules and you guys' regulations, but I think you have to draw the line. It says Weare Farmers Market, and that's fine, but when you pull it up, Weare Farmers Market is out of Webster.
Does he have a Webster Farmers Market and the New Boston Farmers
No,
Market?
when
out
he
of
filed
Webster?
his corporate division, which he's a nonprofit,
Oh, he sells in where?
I don't know where he
The
sells.
flea
But-
market too.
But there's, I think personally, I mean, we use it, we allow people that are residents to use it, and we don't allow others to use it that are not residents. And if the person that's gonna sign for it takes responsibility of it, and that person doesn't even go, I just think that's a little bit undermining for us.
How
No.
many people do you have to turn away because of this? How often
I don't
do you
know
turn
how
people
often,
away?
but I mean, it's just the fact that every Friday when someone calls and say, hey, I'm looking at this Friday, I have to say, well, somebody's got it from,
How
you
much
know.
does it serve the community of Weare? Does he make a large profit?
he's the same gentleman that sits over at the gazebo, the one.
And the pickup.
Right, but do a lot of people rely on him?
I don't know without asking.
It's not a resident, they shouldn't be there.
does he pay for it?
Yeah, he pays the nonprofit rate, which is all of these dates. If he uses it, he pays $70 for all
Have you-
that time.
$70 for all those dates.
For every single date he pays, because if you use it more than 31 times, you're considered a multiple user, and if you're nonprofit, it's cheaper.
Okay, no, does he, well, I didn't understand. He pays $70 a day?
No, $70
For the whole-
entire year. Right.
He's getting a good deal.
Serious overhead then.
And we're footing the
And,
bill
and
for
I've,
everything
and
else.
I've honestly, I've had to speak with him because I've gone by and the door's open in the winter. You know what I mean? That's heat running out the door. I mean, it's not, if there was 100 people that were over there on every Friday, I'd say
Right.
by all means. But when somebody calls to use it, or a group wants to use it on Friday night because we've said okay,
When's his
but
contract
what
up?
surfaces, we can't reach this person's phone number.
The
Oh,
one-
the Ware resident?
The Weare resident's phone number's been shut off.
Oh, well, there you go. The person who's responsible for it, you can't get a hold of them. It doesn't seem to make sense to continue to.
But what if she comes in, I mean, she doesn't go there, it's, the name and the title says, somebody's marketing group that lives in Weare.
Is it really a marketing group?
I don't know, but I just think it's a stretch from what we intended, for that building to be used for town residents.
Sounds like it's somebody's cutting all the corners. And
I would
and
suggest that,
finding a loophole to jump through.
I would suggest that you give them notice,
Mhm.
whether it's the end of the month or 2-week notice or something, and just say that we've had multiple requests to use the building on Fridays, and we've had to turn down a lot of local residents, and since you're not a local business, we would like to terminate our relationship. And if that means we reimburse part of his $70, well, so what?
So, yeah.
Well, I don't keep track of how many, but there's a lot of people that wanna use Friday nights.
When do they have it till?
Well, Friday night seems to be a prime time for like
3:30 to
Friday and
6:30,
Saturday
but if somebody
nights.
wants to get in there, you've gotta wait till
But
almost
how long
7
have
for
they
them to leave.
reserved the facility? What date?
This has been flying under the radar for a couple of years
No,
now.
but when is it?
10/7 is the first one. That's this Friday.
This is his
Till-
first day using it?
Till next,
May.
When did this come in? This new one?
it came in last, I don't know when they printed off. She called him on 9/29 to tell him that the phone number for this person didn't work. He emailed back today with a new phone number. And that's all he said. I've left him a message saying that.
So you haven't approved this yet?
No, nothing's been approved.
I'd
Okay.
say no, it's not approved.
I just, I mean, I left him a message indicating that I found out that he wasn't a Weare business, and that this person's phone number wasn't in, and so that I wasn't gonna do anything without asking the board, because I don't think, by the letter of what we're doing here, he's not entitled to use it.
So his first day would be this Friday?
Yes.
I wouldn't be inclined to improve. I mean, if we have,
It's getting colder, so you're gonna get, I mean, we get scouts, we get a lot of other ones that wanna use it.
you get the lights,
And
you're
it's
gonna get
first
the
come,
heat.
first serve is what we do it.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to do, like, we've had, somebody else get married there, there's no candles, no liquor, no anything, but they're just gonna have a small ceremony, but somewhere inside, so they wanna set up Friday to do Saturday, well, you can't do Friday, can't go in there till after 7 o'clock when he's gone. You know what I'm saying? So every Friday I gotta bump somebody off till after 7 o'clock.
So you haven't approved this yet?
Nope.
What's the board think? Don't approve it?
No, it seems like he's,
I guess what I would like to do is,
Yeah.
I don't think that anybody that we've rented it to has come in and rented for their kid or the den leader that lives in town.
Yeah.
But to get somebody through the door just to say, hey, wanna go sign my paper so I can use your town hall, that's
it's,
wrong.
it's a little subterfuge, sounds, yeah.
You know, I just think it's gonna open up so much
Right.
more.
I don't know, I don't wanna see him,
He does.
I don't wanna see him run out of the town,
But
quote unquote. I mean,
But he's still using the gazebo area, right?
Right. He does,
It'd be pretty
all
chilly
summer
come
long.
it'd be pretty
December.
chilly come December. I mean, I don't know if he, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. But I don't know, again, I don't know how much business he attracts there. With
Maybe
that,
you could do something at the food pantry.
potentially.
the Holy Cross Church allows you to use that place too.
all I'm saying, if
Based on
he's
Holocaust
getting
Church.
somebody to sign for him, he's not from town.
Yeah, I don't,
That-
it's
that's-
shady. I agree, it's
yeah.
shady.
Well, I just
You
wanted,
don't know,
I
I mean,
just-
maybe it didn't start out that way. You know,
no,
Maybe
no.
there was a relationship to begin
Right.
with, but we've been seeing this for several years now.
Right. Yeah.
So, you know,
Yeah,
give them the
I'd be
benefit of the
inclined
doubt,
not
but,
to approve it.
uh,
I just wanted your support. I mean, I had my mind made up, but I just
No.
wanted you guys to know.
Yeah.
No. Looks like a no.
No,
And,
so just cut them off,
Thanks,
period?
but no
or
thanks.
No notice, don't
And
come
oh,
April-
no,
Friday?
I'll give him a notice. I mean,
send him a
that's
notice that we're unable to do it.
fine. I'll have a conversation with him too. So, it doesn't matter.
Tell them it's warm, you can still use the gazebo area?
Well,
for
I just, I
the Next couple
mean,
of weeks?
yeah, I mean, he's got permission to use the gazebo area, but it's
Mhm.
just,
Yeah, I just don't know what the prep is for something like this and whether,
I mean, you fill out an application, the phone number doesn't work, and who knows if the other one's any good.
and the date says January to December 15, so you know we didn't check too closely.
Yeah.
I just think what's fair is fair. The residents come first. And
yeah, I agree with that. I
Yep.
just
Yeah.
hate to cut somebody off at the knees.
Yep.
You know.
Okay. I'm good.
Okay. We are at public comment. Any public comment? No, we are done public comment. Correspondence.
That really shortens up the meeting.
I think we just get done with the correspondence.
Thought I had an email. Oh, yes, I do want to talk about correspondence. Well, I guess it's other business. Any correspondence? No? Other business. Perambulation was going to happen this past Sunday. We had elected Cherry Palmisano to be the Weare representative. I was still going to join her, wasn't able to do it. And thankfully, at least in my house, they got rained out because everybody in my house is still looking forward to doing it. So it's gonna get rescheduled, hasn't it?
Yeah. They sent it today.
Hmm?
They sent it today. It's rescheduled for October 22nd, rain date of 23rd.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
she invited me too, because I'd never been, and I said if I'm around, but that's one weekend we're gonna go north, so I can't. But
Okay.
yeah, she sent you an email with her
Yep,
reply.
I did see it. Any other business? Do we need to talk about anything in non-public? No? Okay. Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 See you in 2
Good night.
weeks.